Something just blew up at... Run! Go!
We have multiple people down here, okay? I don't know what the cause is. Stand by.
Get out of the stands.
That I'm in pain all over my body, the top of my head, my face, my hands, my feet, everywhere. These are the tiniest little hearing aids ever. And this is the part that goes on top of your ear here, like this, and this goes inside your ear. And this is the part that sits on top that causes me pain.
Lynn Julian, a resident in Bad Bay, was at the finish line at the 2013 Boston Marathon. Did not know the explosion happened just minutes led to her permanent hearing loss.
But if I wore the tiny little wire for an hour and you came back to look, it would have a big red dent just like the glasses where it's hurting me. And, you know, it's so lightweight, there's nothing they can do to fit it better. I am blessed that these are the lightest hearing aids the world has ever known. I mean, they used to be much heavier for my father's generation.
Julian is not just suffering from hearing problem. The marathon changed her life more than that.
I can't hear, but if I go into Dunkin' Donuts, I can't understand what the cashier is saying to me. I hear her speaking, but the words, I hear more vowels than the soft consonants, and so I panic. I have extreme PTSD, severe social anxiety, and I start to panic, and the person starts to get annoyed and frustrated with me. They get, if they have to repeat themselves, and the people behind you start to grumble and get frustrated and annoyed because you're holding up the line, and then I start to cry. And it's just not, it's, you learn to avoid it. I try to only go into those type of places when someone else is going with me, and then I make them order.
Julian also suffered brain injury from the bombing.
With brain injury, you can't, your short-term memory, my marathon injury is in the frontal lobe, and from the marathon attack, and I have short-term memory problems. So I will walk into the kitchen and I'll turn on the water to boil pasta, but then I don't know I did that. And then things burn. You put things in the oven, they burn. I spend most of the day walking back and forth in this little apartment, but by the time I get to the kitchen, I don't know why I'm there. The same with the bathroom. I just don't know why I'm there and walking in circles. And the only way to keep it in your head and not, I call my brain an etch-a-sketch, not erase, is to keep saying it. If I want a cup of tea, I'll walk to the kitchen saying tea, tea, tea. Whenever I get upset at all, like watching the news or getting an upsetting email, anything that upsets me, my temperature goes up and I get a migraine. So I have to learn to know that that's going to happen, to act, to remember and act quickly and get the ice cap on.
The way toward healing is a long journey. Julian often feels pain during the day, and it's hard for ordinary people to tolerate. But all the suffering cannot stop her efforts on trying to run for the marathon. Even walk on the street is already not an easy task for her.
Then, after surviving the Boston Marathon attack with neck and head and back injuries and permanent hearing loss, we were offered bibs to run in the marathon in 2013, and the attack was 4/15/2013. We were offered bibs to run in 2014. And again, I thought, oh, here's another thing I can't do. And I went, as soon as I heard the news, we were in a therapy group with other survivors, and I went to cry in the bathroom because I was so angry at so many things I couldn't do. And then I decided that you hadn't even tried. Have you tried to run? I mean, you don't walk so well, but have you really tried? So I decided I was going to try, and it took me a month to learn to just walk on a treadmill and get to a certain, a faster gait, let go of the sides, and swing my arms on a treadmill. That was the first month of training. Then I sped the treadmill up, so I was like sort of power walking. And then by February, I was actually, that was 3 months later, actually slowly running. I don't know if anybody but me would call it running, but I called it running. And I just couldn't believe it. It was excruciating. I was in bed for 2 months afterwards. 2 months of ice packs and physical therapy and pain. I had a lot of soft tissue injuries. It left me with self-confidence I never had after my injuries. And now when people ask me to go someplace and they're doing something athletic, I tell myself, maybe I can.
And she's not alone. Although she spends most of her time at home, Stinker, her service dog, is always there accompanying her.
This is my little service dog. He's my right-hand man. And that's maybe something that not everybody realizes, that just petting a dog can raise the oxytocin in your brain, and having a pet is a wonderful way to distract from pain and reduce pain a little bit. And those are the insights that I would share in pain groups on the internet every day. He tries to warn me, and now he's hunching because he knows that, oh, I'm getting put into gear. I'm getting put into gear. There you go, buddy. Are you ready? Are you ready to work? It's like, no, I'm not ready to work. Are you lazy? Are you lazy? Okay. Sometimes these appointments go on for hours. You are just talking with the doctor for hours, and he's testing you. You know, if you only see them quarterly or annually, it's very long appointments, and he will be on the chair.
Julian is positive about her process going through healing. Like she said, I know the past me is no longer there, but I will accept the new me. For Emerson College, I'm Xin Yan.